Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. And today is of course Monday, and that means only one thing on Pokemon Go, and that is Max Monday, the event that got brought to us a couple of months ago now. Max Monday is very much similar to a Spotlight Hour on a Tuesday, except it is revolving around the Dynamax Pokemon. The Dynamax Pokemon, of course, one gets featured every single Monday, and today is Gastly. Now this one is actually an early Gastly. We're going to do this one first before the 6 p.m. start time, and then at 6 p.m. it will spawn another Gastly. So we're going to sit around, do this one first, and then we will jump straight back into it when it respawns a new one. Now of course Gastly is my most favorited Pokemon, or Gengar, its evolved form, is my most favorite Pokemon. In fact, we are still wearing our Gengar, Mega Gengar t-shirt today, which is looking very, very cool. But thanks so much for joining. Joan Perez, hi, how are you? Hopefully you're doing okay. YT Slams is in the chat already. Thanks so much for joining, mate. Very, very easy takedown. And with Dynamax Gastly, it is a level 1, which means it costs 250 max particles. And we should have plenty of max particles to do these today. It's just going to be a case of how many we can actually get to before that 7 p.m. cutoff. But let's have a quick look. And 683, not a bad one. The hundo off the Dynamax is 702, so this isn't too bad. No hat today, no. I've gone completely no hat today. We're letting the wind go between my hair, shall we say. There we go, we've caught its second ball. Gastly was caught, and 683 is not going to be too bad. 702, as we've just said, is a hundo, so 13, 15, 11 there, so not terrible in terms of the stats. But like I say, that one that we've just completed will spawn a new Gastly at 6 p.m. So we may just stick around and wait for that to spawn. But as we're doing that, let's just have a quick look round and see what else is about in terms of Dynamax spots that we can get to. So we can do this one here, and then we've got another 2 quite close by, and then we can start heading down the road a little bit to see what else is down there. So quite an easy free here. And in terms of free particles that we've got, we haven't collected any today, so we haven't got the 800 at all today, but we have got 1,500 in already, so potentially we could have up to 2,300, maybe even 2,400, depending on how we collect them, meaning we can do a lot of Gastlys today, which is good. Like I say, it's just going to be a case of whether we can find them or not. There's an Eevee. There is an Eevee. I don't think it's an Eevee. Let me just have a look. There's a P-Dove and there's a Hatterini on the Dynamax at the moment. Yeah, I don't think we've had Dynamax Eevee released in the game yet. So of course tomorrow as well is going to be a very, very interesting event starting. It is the Ultra Unlock Part 1, which is the events that get released after the Go Fest, after we've completed those global challenges that we did during Go Fest, when each habitat went round. We get the Ultra Unlock events, and the first one is Hisuian Celebrations event, and that starts tomorrow, 10 a.m. local time. And with that event, we get 4 times catch XP and 4 times catch Stardust, which is going to be absolutely crazy, especially if you go around with a star piece and a lucky egg on. If you have a good hour's walk around, make sure to stack those star pieces and lucky eggs, and you can get a lot of XP and a lot of Stardust in just an hour's time. And we will be doing that tomorrow during the live stream for Spotlight Hour. It's going to be Voltorb with its Hisuian Voltorb as well. And the Hisuian Voltorb is an increased shiny rate, so hopefully we can drop a couple of shinies tomorrow with that lucky egg on, and hopefully hit a couple of excellent throws. Around about 9,000 to 10,000 XP per excellent throw with a lucky egg on tomorrow. So that's going to be an absolutely amazing amount of XP. We've actually got our Pokemon Go Plus Plus with us today to try and get some more Pokeballs. We'll connect that up now while we're waiting for the 6 o'clock start. And this will just spin stops for us and collect some more Pokeballs ready for tomorrow's event. We don't want to be running out of Pokeballs when there's 4 times catch XP up for grabs. So 6 PM has just turned over, so let's have a quick look. That Gastly should now reappear. Let's just wait for it. Sometimes takes a couple of moments. As you can see there, none of these have yet changed. That one has just changed now, the Gastly. We should get a Gastly right next to us as well. That one's still a P-Dove at this moment in time. But let's just wait for these to change. I've never seen you use a Pokemon Plus. No, I don't really use a Pokemon Go Plus Plus. Not unless I need Pokeballs desperately, which, like I say, with the event coming up tomorrow, and of course, was just having Go Fest, I've ended up using quite a lot of Pokeballs I had saved up. So we desperately do need it now. So 59 minutes, 2 Gastlys have appeared across there. Is this one going to appear as a Gastly? Or is it going to leave us waiting? Should appear any second. We may have to just restart the game so it does appear. Let's just give it a couple more seconds and then we'll restart the game. There it is, as we've just spun back around. So again, we'll go in with Gengar. Gengar seems to be a really good pick for this. Obviously, you can defeat it with virtually anything, but with Gengar, you don't tend to have to Dynamax. You can just take it, wipe it out without having to Dynamax, meaning that you can defeat it a lot quicker. So Patrick has just said, hey, just caught Shiny Eevee, giving you luck. Awesome. Sorry, Patricia, sorry. Nagy is in the chat as well. Thanks very much for joining, Nagy. Very, very cool with your Shiny Eevee, though. Obviously, it was Eevee Classic Community Day over the weekend, so hopefully loads of people got Shiny Eevees. King Pogo is online. Thanks very much for joining, King Pogo 44. So we have actually had to Dynamax this time. Tony is live, but I'm gonna stay here. Awesome. Benny is online. Thanks very much for joining, Benny. All things awesome. I got all shiny Evil Evolutions in 1 hour. That was very, very cool. Community Day then. No shiny Gastly, 672 on the CP. So excellent throw. Hopefully stays in first ball to get a little bit more XP. I haven't gone to your TikTok in a bit. Yeah, we do keep posting on TikTok. If you are in the comments and you are on TikTok, make sure to go check my TikTok out. It is just Danzo Biggins, the same as my YouTube. Make sure to go check that out and follow me on there if you haven't already. I also ran into a shiny Drillbur. That is a very, very cool shiny. I do love Drillbur. Not only is it very, very useful as a ground type, it's evolution Excadrill, but it just looks so cool as a shiny. Very, very cool shiny. So yeah, congrats on that. Hopefully it was decent stats for you. Is your real name Dan? Yes, it is. My real name is Dan. But nickname, I was always nicknamed Danzo at school, hence where Danzo Biggins came from. Can I eat Pokemon? Don't know. Depends what Pokemon. You could definitely drink some if you think of Sinistea. You might be able to drink Sinistea. I don't know. Depends what Pokemon. Right, so we'll jump into this one. We'll just stick with recommended. Go in with our Dynamax Drillbur. Eating Pokemon. So huge chunks off from Drillbit. Hi Callum, how are you? Thanks so much for joining. Hopefully everyone's having a good day. Let me know in the chat. Malamar, Feebass, Milk Tank, Moral, Slowpoke. They all sound yummy. Yeah, maybe. They must have to eat some of them. Else where are you getting your milk and, or are they just all vegetarians in the Pokemon world? I don't know. Even if you are vegetarians, there's, you know, do we go around eating oddish? I don't know. It's a good question. I've never thought about it, but yeah, they must have to eat something. Surely. Yeah, okay, that's just a little bit weird. So 662 Gastly. And that is a 2-star Gastly. So again, nowhere near that 702 Hundo. So we'll head down to this one here. Excellent throw on Lickitung. And then Ponyta. So smashing out the excellent throws. It's just a shame that the spawns aren't really that interesting outside events. Hopefully that changes tomorrow with the release of Hisuian Zorua and Hisuian Zoroark. They are going to be very, very cool releases. There's quite a lot of Pokemon that can be Ditto. I think Coughing is quite a common Ditto spawn at the moment. I don't know if Voltorb can be. But yeah, if there is a list online, it's forever changing what Ditto can be. It's never sort of always set in stone. So yeah, if you have a look online, there is a list online of what Ditto can be. Very, very cool using Zeromazenta in these. And again, we didn't have to Dynamax them. So again, another 5,000 XP, which is boosted because of the in-person bonus to 7.5. No shiny, 682. So again, a very, very quick battle. And we're already starting to head towards the next one. Hey Yuru, how are you? Thanks so much for joining. Hopefully I've pronounced your name wrong. Hopefully I pronounced it right, should I say. If I haven't, then please let me know. I got a question, go on. I'm open to questions. Let me just cross this road. How do you get the face cam thing? So this is just a front, yeah, so this is just a front face cam on my phone that I'm using. And you can, if you stream using the YouTube app, you can just turn it on and get people to watch you through a front face cam, which is quite cool. So yeah, it's just a standard thing when you go live stream on the YouTube app. If your phone's obviously got a front camera, which is working, you can just turn that on. So yeah, it's pretty cool. There's also other apps out there, third-party apps, which a few people use. But yeah, I mainly just use the standard YouTube app. I've never had a problem with it. So I'll just stick to that. So username on Pokemon Go is in the bottom left-hand corner. It's just Danzo Biggins. But if you want to add me, then my trainer code, I will put it up on the screen. If anybody wishes to add me, they can do. There is my trainer code. So if you want to add me, take a screenshot of that or write it down. And there we go. Slams has very kindly put it in the chat for you as well. So if you want to check out what Slams has just commented, that is my trainer code. Thanks so much for that. So there is another couple of Gastlys down here, and I think while we're heading down that way, we might as well do our Daily Adventure Incense. Now, of course, during the 9th anniversary event, which finished yesterday at 8 PM, those Daily Adventure Incense were extended to an hour, but now they've gone back to half an hour Daily Incense. But still, we'll see what we can get in half an hour during the Max Monday. And then after the Max Monday is finished, or after we've run out of Gastly, we will put on our Gimmighoul Gold Coin Bag. And that is, of course, obtained through Nintendo Switch, through trading a postcard with a Nintendo Switch, which has got Scarlet and Violet game. And we could potentially get a shiny Gimmighoul. Now, the 9th anniversary where Gimmighoul was released shiny actually ended yesterday. But because of technical issues, when on day 1 of a release, Gimmighoul couldn't actually be shiny from a coin bag on the first day. So we actually managed to get an additional day added on to the Gimmighoul shiny. So shiny Gimmighoul does not get turned off until 8 PM tonight, local time. So wherever you are, 8 PM tonight, it will be turned off for shiny Gimmighoul will. So no ditto there, I'm not coughing, unfortunately. Hey Vincent, how are you? Can't cough and be shiny yet. Yes, it can be shiny. Sorry, it can be a ditto. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, my bad, I thought you meant shiny. Yeah, it can be ditto, coughing can. But unfortunately it wasn't then. How is Vincent today? So friend request just come through. I'll accept that. I'm guessing it's one of you people in the comments. Literally just woke up and went night fishing. Fair play, if that's something you enjoy doing. I don't think I've ever tried fishing before, but I don't know whether I've got the patience. I'm not too sure. I'm one of these that moans I'm too busy, but then when I sit down and try and have an hour not doing anything, I'm just start getting fidgety and bored. Yeah, I've never been fishing. Right, we have got another Dynamax Gastly just up ahead. War Turtle. Not a bad little evolution spawn. And another Dynamax Gastly. Let's get in. I never get a bite and I haven't got any like a month. That's fair play. Yeah, you've got to have a patience for it, I think, haven't you? With fishing. It's one of those sports that you got to have a patience with. Whether you classed as a sport or not, I don't know. I suppose it is. So again, we haven't had to Dynamax. We can just take out Gastly with just our normal Gengar and throw in a charge move at it, which saves a little bit of time. We can get through these quite quickly in that respect. And can we get anywhere near that 702, that Hundo CP? Come on. 684. I think that was the same as the first one we had. I would really like a Hundo. I would definitely like a Hundo. A Shundo would be incredible, but I think I'm perhaps asking too much there. 684. This will be a 3-star, but how good of a 3-star? not terrible, 13, 13, 14, so not terrible at all. If it was a shadow, we could purify it to a hundo, but not a shadow in this scenario. Shundo would be incredible. A Shundo Dynamax or a Shundo G-Max Gengar would be like the ultimate. I know a lot of people put on comments on my videos that we were going to use their gold bottle cap on their Gigantamax Gengar, their shiny Gigantamax Gengars. And it was a very, very good choice because it's not only a very cool Pokemon to have, it's a super cool looking shiny Gigantamax and shiny Mega. And of course, it is going to be very, very useful in both raids and Gigantamax and Dynamax, with it having that Mega and Gigantamax form. So yeah, it's a super, super cool choice. So yeah, it was definitely one that I was thinking about doing, the Gigantamax Gengar, but I have already got a 98 shiny Gigantamax Gengar, which I could potentially use a silver bottle cap on when silver bottle caps get released. So yeah, instead I decided to do a little bit more sentimental and go for one that was given to me by my dear friend, who's sadly not with us anymore. But it's so nice to be able to turn that into a Shundo. Right, we've got another Gastly here. We're going to jump straight into this. Yeah, RIP indeed. Very, very good friend. It was actually the main reason I got into my local community. So, very, very dear friend. Couldn't get into this battle. Try again later. No, we'll try again now. I don't want to try again later. I want to try again now. Thanks very much for all the nice messages in the comments. Right, let's see if it allows us to do it this time. It looks like it will. And there we go. So this time we will have to Dynamax, being that we're using our Excadrill. But nonetheless, it shouldn't take too long. One more hit from the Dynamax move of Excadrills and it should be completely wiped out. There we go. So easy wipe out. And as you can tell by my hair going everywhere, it is windy today. Anyone have shiny red top hat Pikachu? I'll trade shiny Pikachu from 2023 Go Fest. Doesn't sound like a bad trade. I'm guessing the red one's the only one you missed out on. 665 CP. Yeah, it is very windy. I do apologise if it is coming through on the microphone that it's windy. If there's a little bit of distortion in the sound, I do apologise. Right, so let's see what other Dynamaxes we've got. Now there may be some down here. I know Dynamaxes don't seem to appear as far, you can't see them as far away as what you can see gyms and Pokestops. You do have to be a little bit closer before we do appear on the map. So let's head down this way and see what does appear. And we've got a bird of our Daily Adventure Incense, but it's a Swablu. Not exactly the bird I wanted. So I'm still trying to catch every single rat attack that I see in the wild, because I'm still after that tiny rat medal. I don't know how far away I am. Let's just have a quick look at that. So if we scroll down here and keep an eye out for the tiny rat, there we go, gold medal. 566 out of 1,000. We're getting there. The big fish medal's a lot closer, but still, we're getting there. You find lots of glowing birds. I don't really. I see one. I don't get to see them that often. The thing is with me, I seem to get them in like, I'll get loads, like one day after the next, and then I'll go about 5 weeks without having seen any. So it seems to come in like, you know, huge piles every now and again, and then all of a sudden I won't see anything for ages. Coughing. Is it going to be ditto? I don't know the spawn rate on ditto. I doubt it's very high at the moment. I've seen like 1 in 3 years of playing. Yeah, that's bad odds. That's definitely bad odds. Right, let's collect that mega energy there. And there should surely be, and there is, there's 2 down here. So 2 more Dynamax Gastlys down this way. And then we'll start heading up to that one in the far distance there. Plenty of time still left on them. And I would say we've got plenty more particles as well. We've got 1,030 and we can only collect 20 more today. So let's see if we can collect any walking ones. I don't think we'll be able to. Won't be able to collect any more walking ones before that. Before we reach the next power spot. So we have got, of course, a event-filled month. I think what I've seen on when we released all the July information with all the Ultra Unlock events and stuff like that, I think there's only actually 3 days of July where we haven't got an event. There's only 3 days, and of course today's one of those. And then after that, there's events after event after event. So loads of events happen in July. This event that starts tomorrow, Hisuian Celebrations. Like we said before, 4 times catch XP, 4 times catch Stardust. The release of Hisuian Zorua and Zoroark. So a very, very cool event. And then when that finishes, we have the Hisuian Lilligant Raid Day on Saturday. On Sunday, I think we've got something else on Sunday. But then on Monday, or Tuesday next week, I believe, another event starts, another Ultra Unlock event, where again, we will get 4 times catch XP. So if you're after XP, either for leveling up or for personal targets like I am, then this is definitely the month where you're going to get a lot of XP if you can play these events. Now, annoyingly, these 4 times catch XP events tend to be from Tuesday till Friday this week and also next week. So if you are working Monday to Friday, you may get very little time to play the events, in most of it, but still, hopefully you can get out in the evenings or whenever you're not at work and make the most of it, as much as you can at least, and get that XP. But me personally, I am trying to target 1 billion XP by the end of this year. And we started the year on 541 million. So nearly doubling the amount of XP I've earned in my entire Pokemon Go history. So 8 years of Pokemon Go to earn 541 million. I'm now trying to double that in just 1 year. It's becoming a very, very difficult challenge. But still, it's events like these coming up where I do need to make the most of it with that 4 times catch XP. Lucky eggs are going to be used a lot during these next few days. So let's jump into this next Gastly and see what we can get from this. So this time it's chosen our 98 Gigantamax Gengar, normal Gengar, not a shiny one. And we shouldn't have to Dynamax with this, or Gigantamax in this instance. We should be able to defeat it just as we are. But hopefully we can get closer to that 702 CP. That's what we're hoping for. Around 702. Now there is a charge move. Hopefully that will wipe out Gastly. It does. So no need to Dynamax or Gigantamax. Down and out. So can we get closer to that 702? Can we get a shiny one? Let's have a quick look. Another 7,500 XP and no shiny. 668. These go from going not bad to terrible very, very quickly, these. So we'll head to the other one that's nearby this. And just a reminder as well, as you head to this one up here, this is now the third night in a row where we've been going live, and tomorrow will be 4 days in a row. So if you're looking for a reason to subscribe to a channel, that is definitely a reason. We go live as much as possible to try and interact with you viewers and to get everybody involved in the comments as well. We always like to get involved in the comments and answer questions and interact with you as a community. So make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn on that notification bell so you don't miss when we next go live. And also like the video. You can do that easily by double tapping the screen if you're watching on mobile, or hitting that little thumbs up if you're watching on laptop, computer, television, any other device other than mobile. Hit that little thumbs up button. But if you're watching on mobile, double tap the screen, like the video, and also if you think about it, share it amongst your friends as well if you can. The more people we get, the more subscribers we get, the bigger the community can be. And I would love to get to a stage where we can start doing giveaways as a community and give something back to you lovely people for tuning in. So let's jump into this one. Another 250 max particles used. I'm back. Sorry, I left my phone watching the stream. That's no problem. No problem at all. So again, this time we will use our Excadrill. So we probably will have to Dynamax for this one. You didn't really miss much, to be fair. Just mainly me waffling on about trying to get people to subscribe to the channel. But we did do an additional Gastly just prior, and that one wasn't shiny. It was around about 665 as well on the CP, something around that mark. So not very good. Hoping for a better one here. And there is a little bit of a gap until the next one after this one. So we can focus a bit more on our Daily Adventure Incense as we head to the next one and see if we can encounter any Galarian birds from it. Would very much like a shiny Galarian Moltres or Zapdos to go with the Articuno we've already managed to get. No shiny, 676. So around about middle IVs. I think the floor's around about 640 and the hundo is 702. So about middle in terms of IVs, but nothing we'd keep hold of unless it was shiny. So this one will definitely be going to the professor later on. But for now, we'll keep it just so we can see how many we've done at the end of today's video. So like I say, a little bit of a walk to the next one, focusing mainly on the spawn. Nice little Kecleon on this stop. Let's see if he shines for us today. Shiny Kecleon? No. 1040 CP. It would be nice to get a hundo Kecleon as well. Would be a super cool hundo to try and get. It would have been a very, very unusual use of a bottle cap, in fact, if you've already got a shiny one. To get a Shundo Kecleon would be very, very rare, I would say. There we go, eventually caught it. Being like took so many times, it is a decent one. And it's not bad. It's not bad. 15, 15, 11. So that is not bad. Probably one of the best Kecleons I've ever had. 91 IVs. Not bad at all. I don't think we're going to be using it in raids anytime soon, but still, not bad in terms of Kecleon stats. $5-kilometer egg. Let's see what that hatches into. Cribrawler, non-shiny, and rubbish. It is extra small, but still not worth keeping. Let's get that 10-kilometer on and get rid of that. So what did we get from the hatch and egg task? Chimecho. It's not a bad spawn. Into the bin he goes, exactly. Goldine. Magikarp. Don't normally see many Magikarp out of events, so not a bad little spawn. But where are these glaring birds? We want these glaring birds on this Daily Incense, not Rults. 8 more minutes left on our Daily Adventure Incense. That should just be about when we get to that next Dynamax, so should fit in quite well. And of course, you can't use your Gimmighoul Coin Box, or Gimmighoul Coin Bag, should I say, when you are already using an incense or a daily incense for this matter. You can only use one of those items at any one time. There we go, Mudkip. Let's try and get an excellent throw, Mudkip. Terrible, terrible throws. Header back. No, still a terrible throw. And he didn't stay in the ball. And it ran away. Thanks, Mudkip. Thanks for nothing. Spin 3 Pokestops. Let's do that. Dealing. I would love to get a shiny dealing outside of the event. The only shiny dealings I've had are during that Go tour at the start of March, end of February, start of March time, when we had the shiny dealings released. But other than that, I've never seen a shiny dealing, which it would be quite nice to get one. Hey Kiki, how are you? Thanks so much for joining. Hopefully you managed to get a decent aggron from yesterday's raid. So Kiki wanted to do a mega aggron yesterday during when I was doing my Gimmighoul Coin Bag. I explained that unfortunately I couldn't do it while I got the coin bag on, but she invited me just after we went live, and as a trio we only just managed to do it. It literally fainted when it got to 0 seconds, which I didn't know whether it was going to allow us to, whether it was going to class as completing a raid or whether it was going to kick us out and we'd have to restart and try again. But we did somehow just manage to do it. So yeah, it was very, very close. So we're just heading up to this next Gastly. We've got just over 5 minutes on the daily as we climb up this really steep bank. Yours was a 4-star, yours was a hundo. No way. That is insane. Huge congrats on that if you got a hundo aggron. That is amazing. Well done on that. I've got to help Chad on that now. Mine was a terrible 2-star, but nonetheless, I'm very happy that yours is a 4-star. That is really, really cool. Nimble. I do love shiny Nimble. It goes to a lovely yellow colour. Like a pale yellow, mustardy colour. Looks very, very cool as a shiny. In fact, I should be able to show you. I think we've got a couple already. There we go. So that is a Nimble shiny, if you've not already seen it. Beautiful looking shiny. We haven't yet evolved one. But we have managed to get 2 so far. $14.94 Oranguru. Has stayed in the ball. That Weedle hasn't though. Let's try again on him. Another excellent throw. And there we go, it stays in. What is your most recent shundo? I think Metagross, which I know you love, that I keep bringing up Metagross, but I think that generally is my most recent shundo. Obtained through a lucky trade. Let me just have a look. And shiny. Well, of course, Gengar. Gengar with a bottle cap, but if you're not counting that, then yes, it would be Metagross. Metagross was obtained through a lucky trade, went to a shundo, and in the 9th anniversary poster, we did see a little glimpse of Mega Metagross, so that is going to be released sometime this year. It would be very, very cool to see that. I said your most recent shundo, not my shundo. Yeah, Gengar with me gold bottle cap will probably be me most recent, if you're counting that. Yeah, Mega Metagross looks absolutely incredible. If you haven't already seen it, have a look online. It is a super cool looking Mega. And the shiny, of course, looks very, very incredible. The cross that's on the front of Metagross gets a lot bigger. And obviously it still keeps a blue cross for a shiny with a silver body. Looks incredible. Make sure to go check it out. It does look brilliant. But yeah, it's not yet released in Pokemon Go, but by the look on the poster, it will be released sometime this year. So very much looking forward to that. And it'll be interesting to see how well that does in terms of the steel typing in the game, because Shadow Metagross is really high up there. But now we've had the likes of Necrozma, the Dustmane Necrozma, the fusion with Solgaleo. That is up there as the 3rd best steel type, followed then by Zacian with its new sword form, and then the shield form Zaramazenta sits at number 1 in terms of steel typing. So it will be interesting to see how and if Mega Metagross can get amongst those top 3 in terms of a steel typing. Right, so we're nearly at this Gastly now. And we'll jump straight in when we get there. Don't know how much longer we've got on our daily. 21 seconds, so I think there's a song about 21 seconds to go. Quite literally, we've got 21 seconds to go. Abra will be our last spawn off our daily, so no glaring birds, unfortunately, today off our Daily Adventure Incense. But we may have a little bit of a walk ahead of us after this Gastly, where we could fit in our gold coin box, or shall we do that afterwards? We may do that after. So let's jump directly into this, carry out this Dynamax Gastly, hope to get somewhere near that 702 CP, or for it to be shiny. I'm happy with either of those. Yeah, we may do it afterwards. I know the Dynamax Gastlys are, or at least the Max Monday is only going to be about until 7 PM. And I think there's only about 2 more after this one that we could potentially do. So we'll head down to those now, fit those in, and then we will start the coin bag. So maybe around about 10 minutes time, we can start that coin bag and see if we can get a shiny Gimmighoul on the very last day until it will be turned off. And then I don't know when it's going to be turned on again. Meltan seems to have its shiny turned on probably once every year. So maybe shiny Gimmighoul won't be a background on the game until next year sometime. 679 CP. So a little bit better than the last one, but not the best we've had tonight. So there we go, 679. Let's just quickly appraise this. Just jumped off it. There we go, 679 and 14, 14, 10. So yeah, not brilliant, but not terrible. Somewhere about middle. So we've got 400 max particles remaining. So we can only do one more Dynamax Gastly, and then we will start our gold coin bag to see if we can get that shiny Gimmighoul. We've only just over an hour left until the shiny gets turned off. Now, unlike other incenses, the Meltan box and the Gimmighoul coin bag cannot be extended with the Roar of Time, the Dialga Origin Roar of Time. They can't be extended. Normal incenses and daily can, but unfortunately the Meltan box and the Gimmighoul bag can't. So you can only get half an hour of those, unless there's some sort of special event on where they extend it. So yeah, I'll share my trainer code if you do want to add me. It's going to be up on the screen. I think YT Slams has tried to put it in the comments. Whether it's appeared or not, I don't know. My other phone is currently not working at the moment. But there we go. If you want to add me, please make sure to do so by jotting down that trainer code there that you see on screen. Take a screenshot of it, write it down quickly, either one of them. Just let me know in the comments that you've added me. And we'll try and see if we can get that other phone working while we're on the stream. I think the phone I'm running on keeps getting too warm, and therefore it kicks a Wi-Fi hotspot off annoyingly. But we'll try again. Hopefully we can connect to that soon. Let's just see if we can get that up and running. So yeah, I can see a Dynamax Gastly across there. That'll be our last one of the evening. And then we will do our gold coin bag from that max spot. What 2 kilometers task is done, it is. And we got a Fido. Not a bad little spawn. Still haven't got a hundo of that, so not terrible. Yeah, so just getting the comments up now on the other phone. I sent you a friend request. Thank you very much, Ishant. Thank you very much. 2 friend requests. So we've got Ishant and we got Pikachu Kid Ash. I'm guessing that's somebody else in the comments. Yep. Fortnite Pro has sent Pikachu Kid Ash. Brilliant. I've accepted you both. So our last Dynamax Gastly of the evening before we do the coin bag. Are we going to have any guesses on what CP we're going to see on this final Dynamax Gastly? The range is around about from 640 to 702, which is a hundo. So guess a CP within that range and we'll see who gets the closest. So just checking the comments now. Can we do a trade? Unfortunately, Vishal Gupta, unfortunately, we won't be able to do a trade because you need to be within 100 meters of somebody to do a trade. Remote trading potentially has been found in the code. So maybe in the future we could do a trade remotely, like you can with remote raids. But at the moment, you have to be really close to each other. So until that feature comes out, unfortunately, we won't be able to trade. But I am looking forward, if that feature comes out, that we could potentially trade with you subscribers, which would be amazing. I sent you a gift. Thank you very much for that. Give me your location, I'll be there. I don't think I'll do that this instance because, of course, we haven't traded, we haven't leveled up at all yet. So it would be a very costly trade, especially if it's doing something that is a special trade. I think it's over 1 million Stardust, I think, at first for a special trade with a friend you've only just made. Neon Peoples says, I got a shiny Galarian Zapdos yesterday. That is absolutely awesome. Was it any good on the stats? How good was your shiny Galarian Zapdos? It is a very, very cool shiny. I do love how the Galarian birds do go back to their Kanto colours. So the Zapdos goes to that lovely yellow, the Moltres goes to that lovely red, and the Articuno goes to that light blue. I do really like how they've done that. They've tied them into their previous Kanto forms, which is very, very nice indeed. Hey Trainer Joy, thanks very much for joining. So again, getting your comments down below. We are just about to do our last Dynamax Gastly of the evening. The CP range will be from around about 640 CP to around 702, which is a hundo. Let me know what your guess is to what CP we're going to have in the comments down below. We'll see who's the closest in terms of their guesses in the comments. Let's see if anybody can guess exactly what we're going to get. That would be pretty cool. So yeah, between 640 and 702. Get your comments in down below. YT Slams is going for 682. Any more guesses as to what we're going to get? 702. Nagy's going for a hundo. Love the optimism, Nagy. So let's jump into our final one. So you've got until the length of this battle to guess. Thank you for opening the gift regularly. I do try to open gifts regularly. It does become quite difficult when you've got so many friends because you've got 450 friend spaces, but unfortunately you can only open about 10 gifts, which is really annoying. So yeah, let's take this down with Excadrill. So again, we will Dynamax. So the last chance to get in your guesses. We've got 682 and 702 as guesses for what this CP of Gastly is going to be. Make sure to comment down below as we just defeat it. And of course, we can't see the number counting down like we can with raids. So we have to skip through these pages to see what it is. Is there going to be any more guesses before we claim it? Let's have a look. 5,000 XP plus the 2.5 for in-person bonus, 7.5 in total. And we have 683, which is very, very close to YT Slam's number. 682, YT Slam said. 683 is what we've managed to get. So only one out there, YT Slams. Very, very close guess indeed. So that is super, super close. One off, exactly. I think if you'd got it bang on, I would have definitely named it after you. I think that's quite a nice little game. Maybe in future we'll do that more often. See if anybody can nail it bang on, and if you do, I will nickname it you, and I've got to keep it forever then. Hi Dynamite Gaming, how are you? Thanks so much for joining. Name it after me anyway, please. There is another Dynamax Gastly up there, but I don't think we've got enough particles to do it. No, we've only got 150, unfortunately. So maybe we can do some more tomorrow during the Spotlight Hour. Right, let's name this YT Slams. Or let's just call it YT Slams 1 off. It will let me do it, 1 off. There we go. We can name it YT Slams 1 off. Brilliant. I like that name. Give me your ID number. Being like you asked so kindly. He wrote that message as if he was like, got a gun pointed to me head or something. Give me your ID number now. Yeah, so there is my ID number if you want to add me. Please do so generously. Can you collect MP from spots? I've already collected a maximum today, so I've already collected 800 or just over 800. So yeah, I've already collected more than 800 today, unfortunately. But we have managed to do, let me just have a quick total of how many Dynamaxes we managed to do today. So Dynamax and age 0. And we have managed to do 10 Gastlys today during the Max Monday. And the highest one being 683, 684 there, the highest one being. Not a bad one. Not a bad one at all. So we'll head over to this one. Let's just see if we have got any particle packs. We have. Shall we use a particle pack to do this Gastly? What do people think? Do you want to see one more Gastly in the comments? Or would you rather just focus on the coin bag now for Gimmighoul? Let me know down below. We have got particle packs. Yes, King J says yes, use it. Gastly! Do the Gastly! Right, okay, so we'll do it once more. We'll do the Gastly. We'll use a particle pack and we will do another Gastly Dynamax. So again, we will play another game of Guess the CP. Between 640 and 702, what are your guesses for this Gastly? You can stick to what you had previously, you can change it and guess something completely different. Let me know in the comments what you guess this next Gastly will be. This will be our last one. This will definitely be our last one. So get your guesses in below. 678, 689. Somebody else just commented there. Danzo, do you have a shiny red hat Pikachu? I'm guessing you mean from the Go Fest. Unfortunately, I got none of those shiny. So I do apologise for that, but no, I haven't. I'm going to just go for one more than slams. I like that, Naggy. I like that. So right, let's jump in and see what we've got. So we'll chuck a particle pack on. We'll get this used. See, I like Nagy's thinking there. She's realised what happened last time and gone, I'll do that. I'll get one more than slams. I like the thinking. Right, we're ready up. So King J has gone for 689. YT Slams is 678. And Nagy is 679. If you're going to guess what the CP is, let me know in the comments before we encounter it. And again, if somebody gets very, very close indeed, or even bang on, we will name it after you. Of course, Gastly being my favourite Pokemon, I don't mind keeping him. So Dynamax Excadrill. And then one more hit with a Dynamax move. So 3 guesses so far as to what this CP is going to be. Let's see what Gengar is your favourite. I thought, yeah, well, Gastly, Gengar and Haunter, they're all absolutely amazing. But yeah, Gengar's my favourite, but still Gastly leads into Gengar, so it's arguably joint favourite. Right, we've also got another 702 guess, which I really like the optimism. 670, who guessed near 670? I'm not going to believe this. YT Slams has again got the closest, although this time he is 8 off. So I'm not going to name it after you, unfortunately. That's a bit too far away. But still, YT Slams has become the closest one. Perhaps Nagy should have gone one less this time instead of one more. But yeah, so King J got 649. So 11 off there, so quite close to King J there. Although he did guess 689, so I think King J was just having a second guess. Please take my request, my name is Adita. Right, let me have a look at that. 670, and it's a 2-star. It's basically doing a middle finger at me, this Gastly is. 10, 15, 10. It's basically saying, haha, you wasted a particle pack. But oh well, it doesn't matter, we like Gastly anyway. Let's get a friend accepted. Thanks very much for adding me. And we then only have one more thing to do tonight, and that is, of course, our gold coin bag. So the best Gastly of the evening was at 684 that we saw previously. No shinies. Around about 11 Gastlys in total after that one there. So very, very good. Danzo Nagy was closer to me, was she? Was Nagy closer on you? I do apologise. Nagy was closer. Right, so the gold coin bag. Of course, like we mentioned before, an item you can send a postcard over to the Nintendo Switch using Scarlet or Violet, and in return you get this coin bag. And from that coin bag, you get half an hour of effectively incense, but only spawns Gimmighoul. So very, very nice little incense. So there we go, we've got half an hour now to try and find a Gimmighoul shiny. So unfortunately, none of these Gimmighouls, being that the 9th anniversary event has now finished, none of these Gimmighouls can have the background, the little 9 background, but they can be shiny until 8 PM tonight. So this is going to be our last chance to get Gimmighoul shiny, potentially this year. I don't think they're going to turn the shiny on very soon after this event, so potentially this could be the last chance to get shiny Gimmighoul in 2025. So the first one is 564, and it's a terrible 1-star, which isn't a brilliant start, but let's see, we can only hopefully improve from that. Let's see if we can get any better as the next half an hour goes on. Can you do, what's that, sorry? Can you do the coin bag every day for the whole year? Maybe. It would become a very time consuming thing, but yes, you could do. You can get a coin bag every single day from the Nintendo Switch, but of course, after today, you can't get it shiny. So you could still do it for a candy if you wanted, for a Gimmighoul candy. And of course, a chance to get Gimmighoul coins. You can definitely still do it for that. Yeah, the hundo. You could do it for a hundo if you wanted a hundo. Tomorrow we'll go from a new red red, which is coming. So yeah, the new Shuyan Zorua comes out tomorrow, which is very, very cool. Another Gimmighoul there. Let's go for that one. No shiny, 598. So as we mentioned in the previous couple of live streams when we've done the gold coin bag, is you do stand a higher chance of getting Gimmighoul to drop gold coins when you do an excellent throw. So the better the throw, the more chance that Gimmighoul has of dropping gold coins for you. And of course, only a couple each time, but they all do add up towards that 999 that you need to evolve it. Now, in terms of a hundo, it is, of course, loads of different hundos available in the wild from the incense, because they are very much different levels. You could have a hundo at 17 CP, you could have a hundo at around 300 and something CP. It's loads of different levels, just like wild Pokemon. From a research task, the hundo was 473 for Gimmighoul, but that is, of course, because the levels on research is just level 20 or level 25, and that is just a flat rate level, so you know exactly what the hundo is for that. But yeah, hundos in the wild can very much be a completely different CP. So we'll keep trying to recuperate a little bit of Pokeballs. We've gone down to 162 now. Another Gimmighoul. No shiny, 519. So we'll keep checking every now and again when we're catching these to see if we are getting any hundos. Let's just check now if we've got any hundos tonight. No, our last hundo was Glaceon and Leafeon from the Eevee Classic Community Day weekend. Danzo needs a shiny Gimmighoul. Yes. Or shiny Gimme. Yes. Yes, I do. We need shiny Gimme. We're hopefully going to get one tonight before the event finishes. There is a Gimmighoul. No shiny. 750 CP, so a little bit higher. A little bit higher CP. Is this one any good, being like a higher CP? 1 star. So no, not very good. Higher CP definitely doesn't mean a higher IV. Nagy agrees. Nagy says that we need the shiny as well. So hopefully we can get that. Gastly spawning in the wild now. Gimmighoul, no shiny, 723. Another excellent throw. Hopefully stays in. And it does. And hopefully again we get some more Gimmighoul coins from it. There we go, another 1 coin, so all adds up. All adds up. So we'll head in this direction. Get these 2 Pokestops and then head over to that one. And then back down that road there. Nice little loop. Don't know what that comment means there. Can you read me alone? Are you walking in a field still? Yes. Can you treat me to an Aron Pokemon? Do you mean Aron as a Pokemon? Wondering if you mean Mega Aggron as a raid. Is that what you mean? Trying to work out what you mean by that, sorry. Another excellent throw. Gimmighoul's 5-2-3. Another excellent throw on the Gimmighoul. And again, we've caught it. So yeah, I am walking through a field at the moment. So there's a mega Aggron in raids. Is there any about near me at the moment? Not at the moment. There's no mega Aggrons at the moment near me. Yeah, I do have to open a ton of gates through here. Not so many now. $16 CP Satoddle. Quite like the lower CP ones, the level 1 Pokemon. When you get them around 10 to 20 CP. I don't know why, but we do quite look cool. 4-star, still nothing at the moment. Another Gimmighoul. Shiny. No shiny. 103 CP. Any good? No, unfortunately not. So yeah, the raid boss tomorrow will change in both Mega and Legendary. Legendary, the raid boss will change from the current Cobalion to Solgaleo. It's the first time we will get Solgaleo, and in a couple of weeks' time, after Solgaleo, we'll have Terrakion, and then after that, we will get Lunala. So both of those appearing on raids for the very, very first time in the game. It's going to be very, very cool. You can't get them shiny, unfortunately, but of course you can go after that Hundo, which will be very, very nice indeed. Now, if you are wanting the Hundo for, of course, a fusion with Necrozma, you don't really need a Hundo, Solgaleo or Lunala for that, because it takes all of its stats from Necrozma. And then, as Nagy's just said as well, Mega Charizard is actually going to be coming out tomorrow. So tonight, the Mega Charizard will change, sorry, the Mega Aggron, which is currently in raids at the moment, will change into Mega Charizard. That is going to be very, very cool. We may be able to do one of those tomorrow, if you wish, during the live stream tomorrow night, after a spotlight hour. If anybody wishes to join, if we can find one, we can do a Mega Charizard if you wish. Or, equally, we can do a Solgaleo. But we'll see what appears tomorrow, see if there is any about when we are live. And hopefully we can get enough people watching tomorrow to jump in either one of those. Could you invite me to one? My only Charizard is shiny and sucks. Yeah, fair enough. I can definitely invite you. Should be quite an easy takedown. We should be able to duo Charizard, I would assume. Maybe with 3 people it would just be safer. So 19 minutes left of a Gimmighoul. About a third of the way through, just over. So Nagy also wants an invite at some stage. So yeah, if there's one that's about tomorrow, when we are live, then yes, we can definitely sort out getting a raid done for Mega Charizard. Help people out with Mega Energy, as well as trying to get that shiny. And of course, from Mega Raids, the shiny is boosted to 1 in 128. So it's not full odds, not 1 in 512, 1 in 128. So a lot better chance of getting that shiny. And before we go live tomorrow as well, I will do a little bit of read up as well to see what the Hundo CP is that we need to look out for as well. Another Gimmighoul, no shiny, 382 on the CP. It did stay in, first ball there. And a terrible 0-star. These aren't very good stats on Gimmighouls tonight. But we have got more than half of the coin bag still to go. So there's definitely room for improvement. Surely we should see our next Gimmighoul spawning very soon. There it is. No shiny, 448 on the CP. I'm going to try and use pineapples as much as possible just to get a few more candies for Gimmighoul. And at the moment, as we just appraise this one to see how good it was, 1 star. At the moment, you can see that we are on nearly 4,000 Gimmighoul candies. In fact, we should get to 4,000 by the time this Gimmighoul coin bag is finished. And we are on 408 Gimmighoul Candy XL, which is very, very cool amount. $2K coins also, yeah, and we have already evolved one of them into Goldango. I'll show you which one I've evolved already. Let's just wait for this next Gimmighoul spawn to appear, and then I'll show you the Goldango that we've already got evolved. There we go, there is a Gimmighoul. No shiny, 363 CP. Just checking out there's no cars behind me here. 363 CP, and we have got, it hasn't stayed in, let's try it again. I've completed a task. I've got something that's appeared. Hatch an egg, win a 5-star, which hopefully we can do tomorrow. And, oh yeah, there is a community day task set. So yeah, the Goldango that we've currently got, already evolved, is this one here. It's the best one I've managed to get so far, and it's a 98, a 40, sorry, 15, 14, 15, a 98, and we did level it up to level 40. It's not over level 40, meaning that it still requires 296 to get it to level 50, but level 40 Goldango. So we've already used quite a few of our candies leveling that up. So to be near 4,000 or 5,000 now is quite impressive still. 171. Somebody else has joined me. Comment, Andres. Thanks very much for joining. We are in the hunt for our shiny Gimmighoul, the last chance to get shiny Gimmighoul, potentially in 2025. We have got 15 minutes remaining, half the amount of time left on our coin bag. And we're hoping to see a shiny Gimmighoul in that time. Maybe the next spawn will appear any second now. Just before this Pokestop, I'm going to guess. No, a little bit of a distance before the next spawn by the looks of it. There we go, right directly on the Pokestop. And it's 386, no shiny. Has it stayed in first ball that time? It has. Let's just appraise that. We've got a 0-star, another 0-star. That is a terrible one. Look how bad that is. 171 CP, and it's 030. I mean, I wouldn't say, you know, I wouldn't be disappointed with a 000, but that is just, that's annoying. That's neither rubbish or good. Yeah, a Nundo would be insane, you know. But when it's like that, it's just, yeah, chucking in a bin. It will go to a professor soon enough. So 3,995 candy. So yeah, nearly 4,000, I apologise. Not 5,000, nearly 4,000 Gimmighoul candies. No shiny, 544. This will take us over 4,000 if it stays in with a pineapple on. And it does. 4,001 candies for Gimmighoul. So do you ever think the professor is bad? We don't give him good Pokemon. I give him good Pokemon. I must have traded about 30 shiny Eevees yesterday to the professor. I also traded shiny Chanseys, shiny Lickitongs, shiny Pine Cones. They all went to the professor just to try and get some room. So yeah, terrible shinies that I've got a lot of end up going to the professor. Pineco, Poliwag, transferred a couple of shiny Poliwags yesterday. Vulpix, Ponytas. Yeah, quite a lot of what's it's. Upgrade your storage. Yeah, but I can't keep every shiny still. I'll still get maxed out eventually. So yeah, I like to keep it trimmed. There's no need to keep spending coins on storage when you can bin that 0-star shiny Eevee that you're never going to use. Don't get me wrong, I've still got like 20 shiny Eevees. It's just that I had like 50 before, so nobody needs 50 shiny Eevees, surely. Not unless you're trying to create like a massive army. $629 non-shiny Gimmighoul. Would be so cool to get the Hundo Gimmighoul. Would get instantly maxed out to level 50 live on this stream. Terrible throw. Come on, Gimmighoul. 629. Didn't stay in. Where have you gone? Don't run away. Excellent throw. We'll make sure this catches this time. There we go. 629. Stays in. Another Gimmighoul. No shiny. 266 on the CP this time. And we didn't get a shiny Gimmighoul during our gold bag live stream yesterday. We did get on Saturday, but we didn't get one on Sunday. So I'm hoping that being that we didn't get one yesterday, we have a better chance of getting one today, maybe. We've only got a third of the time left. 10 minutes remaining, 20 minutes have gone, 10 more minutes remaining. And roughly we're getting around about a Gimmighoul every minute, every 50 seconds, every minute, something like that. So potentially we've got 10 more Gimmighouls left to check. So potentially 10 more Gimmighouls, that is all we have got left to check in terms of the shiny. Like I say, might very well be the last time we see the shiny this year, which is crazy to think, being that we're only in July, but still, if you think how many times they turn the Meltan shiny on, it's probably once every year or so that we turn the Meltan shiny on. So that one there is non-shiny. It's 584, it's dropped a coin for us, and it's a 0-star. So not a great start to the last 10 minutes. But still, the other night, on Saturday night, when we eventually got the shiny, we only had 5 minutes left on the incense. So maybe that's a sweet spot. Maybe when we get down to those last few minutes, we will get the shiny again today. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Hopefully that's the case. Come on, shiny Gimmighoul. This next one will be shiny. Let's wait for it to spawn, and shiny Gimmighoul, go! No. It'd have been too cool to call that. That'd have been too awesome. The game's not going to do that. It's not going to be that nice to me, is it? Nice shiny Snorlax somebody's put on this gym. Very nice shiny Snorlax. Only been on there 1 hour as well, so we'll leave those on. Let them get their coins for today. You'll kick them off tomorrow instead. Normal Gimmighoul 157 CP. Has stayed in. Have we managed to get any 3-star Gimmighouls tonight? We have. 517. How good was that? Not terrible, but not brilliant. 3-star nonetheless. 15, 10, 13. That's by far our best one of the evening so far, unless we've sporadically got a hundo, which we haven't. So yeah, that is definitely the best one so far. That would have been the previous Gimmighoul, so don't worry about it. That would have been like 157 that we quick caught. Hence why it's now run off. So yeah, don't worry about that one. It would have been one like we had before. That's the only annoying thing about the quick catching when it comes to these incenses like the Meltan box or Gimmighoul bag. You have to memorize the CP and then quickly jump on your storage to see if you've got it or not, because it will just keep staying there on the map until it naturally despawns. But in actual real terms, you've already caught it, so definitely worth just memorizing the CP and then checking your bag afterwards. And there's a little bit of a visual glitch here. We've seemingly got no Pokestops in this area, but I do know that there is some. So for some reason there is no Pokestops appearing. So after the next Gimmighoul spawns, we will check it, we will catch it, and then we'll quickly restart our game to see if that makes any difference. And we won't miss any Gimmighoul encounters. That is the plan, because we're also not getting any Pokemon spawns, if you've noticed. We're not getting any Pokemon spawns, so 798 has stayed in the ball. Let's quickly restart our app, and hopefully we should now start seeing some more Gimmighoul spawns.
Davy blocks, or are you still making it?
Yeah, I've got it, mate, yeah. Right, so we should get Gimmighouls spawning again now. There we go, we've got Gimmighoul and we've also got more Pokemon spawns to what we had before. $120 CP, didn't stay in the ball, so we'll try again. Was that guy mad at you? No, he wasn't. He wasn't mad, he was just asking me a question. I've known him for years, so people obviously just talk to you like you know, you don't realise that you're on stream or anything. So he just randomly talk to you. I had a delivery guy asking me directions while we were live on stream yesterday, which was quite hilarious. Because he didn't really have much info, so I couldn't really help him much. So even though I live around here, I couldn't really help him that much, because he didn't have a full address. It's not the best way to deliver parcels. Just guess which house it goes. Three minutes left. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. I think all he had was like the area code. He didn't have like the direct address, so yeah, it was just an nightmare. Gimmighoul shiny. Come on, let's go. Shiny Gimmighoul. No. 389 CP. I did suggest maps, yeah. I did suggest maps. I left him, basically just showed him what Google Maps is on his phone. And then just left him to it. I was just like, it must be one of these houses in this area. If Google Maps is saying that area, it must be one of them. Yeah. I'm glad he's not my delivery driver anyway, put it that way. I would hope my delivery driver knows the area a bit better. No shiny Gimmighoul, 205 CP. We are getting very close to the end of the Gimmighoul Coin Bag. And I don't know if we will get the shiny today. It's looking very unlikely. Potentially only 2 more spawns to appear on the incense. 2 more chances to get a shiny Gimmighoul. Are we going to be able to do that? Two more chances, come on. Where is that shiny Gimmighoul? 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining. Come out, wherever you are. Shiny Gimmighoul. No. 131 CP. I do wonder whether they've said they're going to extend it by a day, but then haven't. We'll end up getting another Pokemon GO update where they haven't actually said what they were going to do, and we'll get another day sometime where we get shiny Gimmighoul, because we still haven't got one. Maybe somebody in the comments might know if they've had one today or not, but so far we are not. We haven't got luck on our side with Gimmighoul today so far. We've got 1 more chance, 1 more spawn, and there it is. No shiny Gimmighoul, 268 CP. I don't think we're going to see one after this. Excellent throw. It has stayed in the ball. We'd be very lucky to see an extra one with only 20 seconds left on the clock. But our Pokemon storage is full, so let's quickly create a space just in case we do get another one. But no, we haven't. The timer is now out. And unfortunately, no shiny Gimmighouls today. But what we have managed to get is quite a few shinies during the event. So let's have a quick look and see how we've managed to get on today, if we managed to get any 3 stars, and if we managed to get lucky enough to get any 4 stars. So 205 is a 3 star, and it's not terrible, but not brilliant. It's a 10, 13, 14. So not something we'd invest in, not something we'd power up. A reminder of that 517 that we saw before. 15, 10, 13 on that one. So arguably the best one of the evening. Let's just check to see if we did randomly get a hundo late on. Let's just check that now. Unfortunately, not the case, but we will also just have a quick look and see how many shinies we've got during the 9th anniversary event and also afterwards with Gimmighoul. So we didn't actually manage to get any shiny after the event finished. I'm not totally convinced that we didn't turn the shiny off at 8 PM yesterday, but they said we didn't. We said we extended it by next day, so we got taken for a word at this moment in time until we get some sort of a announcement out saying otherwise later. But let's have a quick look and see how many shiny Gimmighouls we have in total. And if we go shiny and gimme, there we go. You can see we actually have 5 shiny Gimmighouls. 3 of them can evolve, 3 of them don't have the backgrounds. So the ones with the backgrounds, unfortunately, can't evolve. So the latest one is this 129 without the background, a 0 star. Very, very disappointing with that. Then we had a 326 with the background. So again, can't evolve, but it is a 2 star. Then we had a 2 star 420 CP. And then we had 904 CP without a background. So again, can evolve. And then this one from the research task. Now, as we mentioned before, the research tasks are all set at the same level. So we know what the hundo is off research task. It was 473. This one was 466. And by far our best shiny Gimmighoul of the event. A 14, 15, 13. A very, very nice shiny Gimmighoul. Unfortunately, we can't evolve it. But still, we can see if somebody can lucky trade us a shiny Gimmighoul, one that can evolve, and hopefully we can see what that shiny Goldengo looks like. So we have got a couple of lucky friends. I'm hoping that those lucky friends have a shiny Gimmighoul that we can do, and maybe we can see a shiny Goldengo very soon on this account, which would be absolutely awesome. Puy has just commented loads of times in the chat, please, 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 bro, send me a legendary Pokemon, please. I haven't got any legendary raids near me, unfortunately. And if we were to trade, you have to be within 100 meters. So apologies for that, but hopefully when remote trading becomes available in the next couple of months, maybe. Don't know when it will become available, but hopefully when that does become available, we can do some long distance trading with some of you, which will be absolutely amazing. But again, probably best to level up with the friendship levels first, so it doesn't cost as much Stardust. And if you do want to add me before we do finish a live stream, here is my trainer code. So make sure to jot that down, and as possible. So that'll be for it. On Max Monday, featuring none other than Gastly, which was amazing, but unfortunately didn't get anything better than a 684. And then we have done our Gimmighoul Gold Coin Bag, the last one, where we potentially could have got the shiny. I'm not too convinced that we didn't already turn the shiny off. We'll have to do a bit of research online to see if anyone got the shiny today themselves. But our last chance potentially of 2025 to get a shiny Gimmighoul. Unfortunately, we didn't manage to get one, but we did get 5 in total during the event. So make sure, if you haven't already, as well, turn on that notification bell. We will be live again. We'll be live to do our spotlight out